How big are they, Zach?
400 million a year.
So tell us, what did you have when you came to this marketplace?
In terms of federal experience, zero, nothing, not at all.
How much money did you have when you started this?
Nothing.
Okay. How much past performance did you have when you started this?
Yeah, nothing.
Did you set up a website?
No, I still don't have a website. Still don't have a business card.
Did you have a capability statement?
No, I still don't have a capability statement. No.
A lot of people focus on this stuff. Are y'all not listening to me? Zach had no money, no past performance, right? No capability statement, no website, no business card. All this stuff that you guys try to make seem important. He didn't have none of that stuff. You guys keep putting up roadblocks from taking action. The difference is that we teach people to take action. Today, Zach's going to talk to you about his story. Zach, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great, Eric. Thank you. Nice to be here with everybody. Thank you, Eric, for having me. Like Eric said, I was on the other side of this, in your position, sitting here watching these videos, trying to learn, putting my information in the chat as well, trying to get noticed, putting myself out there. So it's great that everybody's here.
Let me do one more plug for you, Zach. Let me do one more plug for you. This is Zach's LinkedIn profile. I just dropped his LinkedIn there. Now, what's cool about Zach, you know, a lot of times we talk about like service businesses. I talk about construction, all this stuff. But look at Zach. Zach does nuclear, process engineering, automated systems, fluid dynamics, propellants. Like, yo, he's doing like some crazy stuff. So he's going to be one of our coaches on the 5-day challenge coming up next week. So I wanted you to meet him in person, to meet the people who are going to actually teaching this stuff. You're hearing from them now, and he's going to share a story today. So then you get a chance to like, okay, before you know what to ask and talk about. So Zach, real quick, let's just, I want to start off with the end, and then we'll go backwards to the beginning. So your most recent contract win, can you tell us about that?
Sure. So the most recent was actually as a sub to a prime. Okay. Finding the prime for a government contract. And actually, because of the proprietary information, we're not allowed to know who the prime is, but we know what the project is. So it's kind of interesting. We know our part, right? So it was a sub to a prime, which, you know, a lot of people look past, I think, and, you know, oh, I need that big prime contract. But that was the most recent one.
Hold on, wait. So you won a contract and you don't know who the prime is?
That's correct.
So, listen, I've never heard anything like that before. So how do you get a contract and not know who the prime is? What does it say in the contract?
The contract is direct to the sub of the prime. So we're like a sub of a sub.
Okay, you're second to a sub. Okay, so it's direct to the sub of the prime.
Of the prime, who we don't know. We have an idea.
Okay.
But
yeah. I'm sure it's probably one of. So let me ask you this, because we got, again, like you said, it's secret information. But would it be one of the top 100 DoD people or top 50? 100%. Okay. All right. So top 25.
Yeah.
Okay. So all right. Top 10.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So you're a sub of a prime. That's a top 10 DoD contractor. So that narrows down the list some, but. Interesting. All right. Now let's talk about, how did you win that?
So this one was a little different. It's a specialty niche service, right? And it involved, targeting. And again, I don't want to get ahead of myself with terminology, but creating a very focused target market list of who is doing the services that we provide, which are niche services. Okay. And so that led to a few conversations. That was the beginning. And by the way, it took months of convincing them just to let us in the door to present to them. Right. So knocking on the door, then banging on the door and calling back, look, we can do this, we can provide this, getting sent to the right division, to the right people, and eventually the discussions began.
Interesting. Yo, that's pretty crazy. So
it's a little different.
That's a lot different.
But it's perseverance, right? Because we're knocking on the door and competing against some of these large primes. So where do we fit was kind of the question.
Right.
And that led us down this path.
Now, can you tell us the type of project it is?
It is
What can you say about it? Okay, aerospace project.
Aerospace propellant.
Okay, aerospace propellant. Okay, cool. All right, now,
Mm-hmm.
Zach, you're the aerospace propellant expert, right?
Not at all. I can't pronounce half the words that are used in the
So, so aerospace propellant, you win this contract, you're knocking on doors, and you don't know about aerospace propellant.
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
So I want the people listening to this to have context, right? This is why I'm asking the questions, because a lot of time, when you guys are listening to me talk, right? You think that I'm the expert in this stuff. And so I always say to you guys, look, I don't know construction. Like, I'm not a construction guy. I did construction, but that doesn't make me the expert, right? My expertise is in navigating the waters to help get towards the contract opportunities. And then when it's time to talk the technical talk, I bring in the experts. So with that, Zach, how did you find that particular partner that you're going to work with that was the expert so that you could win this contract?
Right. And their expertise was not my expertise, right? I have never
Right.
worked in these industries before. So, basically starting with a contract or a solicitation, an announcement, let's say, right, for a project. Okay. And then I'm asking businesses, is this a project that interests you? Right? Is this something you can do? And when they say, yeah, absolutely, we are interested, that's great. It starts a conversation. Well, there are other projects we're looking at as well that might be of interest to you.
Okay.
Right? And that's how the conversation starts. Right? Then we start to find out the needs of the client and go from there.
Nice. Okay. If you're liking this conversation, please hit the thumbs up, hit the like button on the screen, please. If you guys enjoy this conversation, let's go back about your background, because maybe when people hear these stories, they're like, okay, so Zach, maybe you were a government contracting area, maybe you're a contracting officer, maybe you work for one of these federal agencies. A lot of people have a lot of self-doubt. And I like to kind of clear the air on self-doubt, because we all kind of feel our own like imposter syndrome, like we don't belong where we're at. And that's the reason why I brought you up, because I want to help tell the story for those of you who are listening out here about who may be experiencing self-doubt of getting into this marketplace, starting out, not having the adequate intelligence, not having the adequate, college background, right? Maybe having some dings on your record or not having money. Zach, you had all that, right?
Not at all. Not even close.
So tell us, what did you have when you came to this marketplace?
In terms of federal experience, zero, nothing, not at all. I'd seen it in a few movies, right? Where you hear about someone. Everybody had always heard someone who's done government contracting. And I think one time, years and years ago, I went on the old FedBiz Ops, looked at 2 or 3 pages and was so overwhelmed and just thought, that's never something I could do. Clicked out of the website and never looked back. And that was 15, 20 years ago, right?
So what were you doing? So what were you doing before this?
So before this, it's as far left field as you could get. I was teaching English as a foreign language.
Okay, so you're doing
I'm doing that. I was doing that online. Okay, I had shifted from in person to online, and that's all I was doing. And I just kept thinking to myself, like, this is great. It was going well. It's fun. Maybe hard to tell, but I'm a fun teacher when I'm with kids. But then it just kept getting this feeling of like I want something long term. I want a career, right? I wanted something that I knew I could do and put myself into that would be challenging. And that's where I was at when I started. I mean, nothing. So started with a few YouTube videos, right, of Eric's, and thought, okay, that's the career choice I want. And of course, there was transition time in between. I was still teaching online while learning and doing all these things. I was teaching kids in Asia, so I was working at 4 in the morning till 7 a.m. And then I would start this job. And so it was incredibly long weeks, but the development was very fast, right? It just kept rolling quickly. And then you get some real world experience, and it just started going real fast for me.
What made you interested? What made you interested in government contract in the beginning?
It's a very good question, and I've thought about it before. I think one, I like the idea of working with the government. It's the same thing that attracted me to nuclear work. It's cool, right? It sounds cool. You're working with the Army, you're working with NASA, you're doing all these cool things. And then the other thing was that, again, it was a long-term thing, right? The government spending isn't going anywhere, right? This is a career. It can go in multiple different ways. I liked that a lot. Just like looking at my LinkedIn there, like it's all over the place, right? So I like that I can work with multiple different industries. And then what clicked the light for me was watching a video of Eric's. So, and I know a lot of people in this room have had that same feeling, right? And it was that, I know I can do this. Not I think I can. I know I can.
Right.
And then it just became time to dedicate myself.
So I want you guys to know that. So I just want to give you guys, like, Zach does my BD for me. I put Zach out front to represent me. So I just want you guys to understand who we're talking with here. Give my man his flowers, because I trust him enough to work with my client. And how big are they, Zach?
400 million a year.
400 million a year. How many times have I been on a call with you on that client?
0.
I've been on a call 0 times. Zach, you're not nervous? You don't feel like, like I need Eric's guidance. I need Eric to help. I need Eric to step in.
No, I mean, because again, and as we've all heard many times, 4 million and 400 million, it's the same process, right?
Boom.
So it's not like I'm doing something different.
So I want you guys to understand why, I don't normally interview students, right? But because Zach is someone who now works for our BD company, and he's supporting 2 of my big customers, right? Not just the regular guy, he's supporting the big customers. I want to get Zach up here on the stage to tell you, what does it take to start? Now, Zach, when you were starting out, did you set up a website?
No, I still don't have a website.
You still don't have a website? Okay. No, a lot of people focus on that stuff. Yeah. So you didn't have a website?
No, I don't have, I still don't have a business card.
Okay, no business. So no website, no business card. Did you have a capability statement?
No, I still don't have a capability statement. No.
Listen, look, are y'all not listening to me? Zach had no money, no past performance, right? No capability statement, no website, no business card. All this stuff that you guys try to make seem important, he didn't have none of that stuff. All this stuff that you guys in your little brain, you wrap your head around like, I gotta have this, that, boom, boom, boom. I gotta have all this stuff. You guys keep putting up roadblocks from taking action. The difference is that we teach people to take action.